Hi everyone, my name is Ramnik and I head the digital sales for ExcelSoft in the UK, Middle East and Australia. The year is almost coming to an end and it's clearly been a challenging year for many of us here in the education industry. Clearly we've had to make significant changes in order to adapt to the current COVID situation. A few weeks ago I had the opportunity to sit down with Mr. Colin Hughes to really help us understand the current COVID climate, where we are today, and really sort of the path forward for the education industry next year and the years ahead. So without further delay, let's have a look at this discussion in detail. I hope you enjoy it and I look forward to your feedback. Thanks again.
So what has the experience of the pandemic shown us about digital learning, the use of technology in learning and indeed in assessment? Well, it's very clear, isn't it, that it's accelerated the need to move to digital and be able to use digital to deliver learning in all sorts of contexts, whether it be in the schools, in universities, or indeed in the workplace. And so what we've seen is a significant upturn in the interest amongst all those organisations in thinking much more clearly about their strategy, how they're going to deploy these technologies, and actually what it will mean and what it does mean for how they conduct themselves. In other words, how they organise their learning and how they approach training and so on and so forth. So I think there's been a very significant acceleration of understanding and indeed deployment. What I think we've yet to see is people really working out what their middle distance strategy is for the incorporation of digital technologies into people's approach to learning. And essentially what you're seeing is okay, we've been waiting, or we've been trying to work out how we're going to do this, but now we've really got to do it, and then it happens in something of a rush. My prediction is that what will happen next is that people will start to, we're already in a phase, if you like, of evaluating what it's going to be like to come out of COVID. And what will the post-COVID educational world look like, if you see what I mean? And I think that's a really, really interesting moment of the debate, because that requires us then to start to reflect on actually what is the right balance between the deployment of digital technologies, for example, and face-to-face. Where do we actually yearn to get to in all of those things? And is it going to mean that for example, our assessment regimes are different? Does it mean, for example, that we're going to be in an environment in which digital genuinely is used to complement face-to-face, and what is the real interaction going to be? So I think there's been a lot of lax commentary about so-called blended learning, but what do we really mean by blended learning? And I think really for the first time these are becoming generalized across the system, across the network, serious conversations. And it doesn't really matter whether it's advanced economies or developing economies, they're all in the same place, albeit in slightly different ways.